Yo, so the opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and the future Bachelor podcast only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity or anything like that. This fun podcast, though, may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor podcast.
Why don't we get into what we like to do around here, you know? Because it's that time to talk about Bachelor and reality stuff on our show. Yes, anything that you've been missing on the off season of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette that will be coming back in a couple weeks or months. You know, we still got to keep it going, keep the lights on over here. So we'll be talking about it. But before we get talking about all that good, fun Bachelor and reality TV stuff, YouTube, I'm going to need you to go ahead, subscribe, smash that thumbs up button, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time we drop new Bachelor or reality TV content, pop culture, whatever, just like this. And if you just did, oh my gosh, you shout out to you. Ooh, air horns for you. This week, you know, not surprised. It's summertime coming, you know, everyone's off season. You know, comment section's a little quiet, you know, this last week in general. YouTube, where you at? But we had some of the Nancy Drew crew representing, so shout out to Chelsea Allen, Kathleen Kent in there leaving comments. Marion SP was missing. Catherine Ann was missing. Marion SP, you know, you're gonna have to go back and watch the last episode because we gave you a shout out and comment of the week. So you're gonna have to go check that out. No, she's good. I know she's good for it. I know it. Just want her to see her getting a shout out on the show. So
yeah, we just want you to get your love, Marion.
And
that's all we want.
If you're watching this right now and you're like, wow, they really do care about their commenters. You know, leave a comment on our video and we'll shout you out in the next episode. So that's next week. But yeah, I mean, so let's talk about this week's comment of the week. This is a comment from the homie Chelsea Allen, and she is, you know, talking about our discussion last week around Love is Blind and the reunion. She said, I don't understand why Love is Blind can't make a good reunion show. Actually, I can. It's Vanessa's bias and questions. You know, I would have to, I can't really disagree with her on this. You know, I feel like just to continue that conversation from last week, check it out on episode 262 if you're listening to this right now. But we were just talking about how the reunion kind of fell off and there's a lot of technical things that happen behind the scenes, but this last week has been probably really rough for specifically Vanessa Lachey after hosting that. I've been seeing that there's like a petition to get them replaced and it's actually getting some traction.
Yeah, it's getting some traction for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like super fair to like just totally, I mean, I think Vanessa definitely did more of the aggressive questioning and things on the reunion that caused, you know, people to be like annoyed. But I mean, it's not just her. I mean, like Nick Lachey also is not a great host, but and people keep bringing up like this old video of her and Nick Lachey back when he was with Jessica Simpson, and she was being kind of like, they were like hosting something on MTV and Jessica Simpson performed, and she was like, you know, kind of annoying then too, so it's just kind of funny. But yeah, I
mean, it's kind of funny because, you know, Nick Lachey back in the day with Jessica Simpson, that really started reality TV for me, and probably for most things, but that really was what took off. Then you got your Paris Hiltons that came and stuff, but like Nick and Jessica were some prime. I laughed a lot. I remember being a kid laughing at that show.
With the, like, especially because, like, I mean, it's like a cultural standpoint moment with her, like, asking about tuna and, like, if it was really chicken.
Chicken of the sea, man. It's still, you know, up for debate, you know, so I don't know if we'll ever know. But yeah, well, anyways, Chelsea, thank you so much for that comment. You can get the comment of the week too. Just, you know, have a comment that gets us to talking a little bit on the show like we just did. I almost forgot it was comment of the week. We just started getting into conversation. But you know, talking about conversation, this conversation doesn't just stop with this YouTube video. If you find yourself being like, ooh, I wish I had more, there is more. All you got to do, there's more of us. All you have to do is check out the full podcast. Every week we drop one anywhere you listen to podcasts. So the basic places like like Apple or Spotify, you can find us there, Future Bachelor Podcast, and check out full episodes. We talk about everything pop culture, Bachelor, like we say in the beginning of the show, which you probably didn't hear because you're on YouTube, but figure it out, man. We got good things going on here. V, with that being said, where do we start with some Bachelor Nation drama? Where's everybody at? It's kind of like crickets right now. So this is barrel scraping season.
We got a little bit of something. So I guess Ariel, Gabby, and Katie explained like something we talked about back from the end of their season was their all their jewel tone dresses, their Pop Girl picture, as people has been calling it, from that final the rose ceremony before like the end there, where it was just the three of them. And they all posted after that, them in like their dresses, and they all posted with the same caption of just 3 little heart hand emojis. And they recently talked about it because at first people were all like, oh shit, did Zach do something? Like, oh my God. But that wasn't it. No, they just wanted to really like show a united front of them just being really supportive. Like no matter what happened, they were supporting each other, especially just because of like how things were sort of handled in light of, the end of that season. And so it was just more of like them showing their friendship and showing how their friendship was still true to each other, even no matter what happened, after that moment.
Yeah. So, and it also shows you like, I don't know, like, it's just really like with these shows, everyone has something to say for like a couple weeks until like they don't care anymore and they're all moved on to the next thing. So it's like, I honestly just don't even remember some of the stuff that happened a couple weeks ago. So
it's crazy.
Yeah. I'm hoping like, whatever they were going through is like slowly dying down for them and they're able to, move on from the last season.
And maybe hit up the beach later this year. Who's to say?
Sure they will. I'm speaking, I don't see it here on the list. But did you see that rumor, speaking of the beach, of Rachel, Recchia possibly going down and being a part of Bachelor in Paradise? What do you think about that?
Oh, I did not see that rumor, but that makes sense to me, honestly. Like, I could see that for her. She's been hanging out with other Bachelor Nation franchise folks, and she already visited the beach last summer when, shit was going down with her and Tino, but I could see she's a single girly. I think she just got her boobs done, reduced, so she's going to be feeling good about how those are looking, I'm sure. And, she's going to be out here. Why wouldn't she?
Yeah, the only thing I would say it's a win-win, except for the fact that, like, what we were just talking about, you're subjecting yourself to be put back into the oven,
Right.
I specifically with being a lead, I feel like that type of like post-show drama lasts a little longer than being a contestant. But so I don't know, like, I just feel like she had a tougher run through the post Bachelor show, Bachelorette, her season of being
she had a tough run during the season, her season too. So.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see her be like, nope, I'm ready again. It's like,
right.
And it's like, you're not even the lead this time. So it would make for great TV to watch her like, have to combat with other, contestants not being the lead. It's always nice to see that, like, a lead get put back in one of those situations after seeing them have so much control in their season, So,
yeah.
What else we got going on?
Yeah. So Ben Higgins, has been talking about the future of the show, what it could look like if it's out of its golden era, what what you can do to make this show better. He's like, I definitely feel like it should be modernized. But they have been coming up with new things every season. So he's like, he really wants to lean into the senior dating show, though, that they've been putting out there in the commercials and everything like that.
I feel like they've been talking about this like since like the time that we actually
since we started this fucking podcast.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say like specifically, I remember when like Listen to Your Heart Bachelor show came out and they were talking about it then. But even before then, when they were planning that show and stuff, they've been talking about this for a while. What do you think their hesitation is? Is just like not enough viewership for it?
I just wonder if they're just having a really hard time getting folks to want to be on the show. I think, it's hard enough as is dating as like somebody who's older like that, I think, because I feel like I see shit like that all the time. But I wonder if like they're, especially like these 50 to 65-year-olds are just like, I don't really want to be also on national television doing it. So
what about Ben Higgins over here putting his name in the hat for like host of the show?
He wants to host it. He thinks it would be great. He thinks it'd be heartwarming. He thinks, it'd be a way to like really kind of reset the idea of like this franchise of like actually finding love. And he really has been like, I want to, he's like, it would be awesome for me to like help host this show. He's like, I'm not trying to take Jesse Palmer away from it or anything. He's like, even if I was just the medicine passer outer or like not the bartender, just let me figure out what blue pill to put in the bottle, like LOL. So like I think that's a funny little joke to say about that. But I think it'd be, honestly, Ben Higgins is like such a like sweetheart. I think he would be a great host for that kind of show.
Yeah, totally. And that just shows you how much more people love Ben Higgins over like a Nick Viall. Like,
oh yeah,
not just trying to compare, but like he throws his name in trying to be a host. Everyone's like, hell no. What is he thinking?
No, get out of here, Nick.
What else we got going on?
So Gabby recently posted a picture of herself in a dress, and the caption was Clayton, but she like asterisked out the A in his name, so it was like as if it was like a slur. Mm-hmm. Like Clayton was supposed to propose to me in this dress, and he replied to that saying,
"You know what she should have done? Put like the 8. You know how they do like like it's like Clayton. Yeah,
so it could have just been like CL8 ON. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But and he said you should bring it to Scottsdale this weekend. So I don't know if she actually was going to Scottsdale or if he was just making some mess in the comments section, being all like, "Come here, girl," like blah blah blah. But they're keeping us on our toes. But also like Gabby's so far like over Clayton at this point. Like, come on. Really?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Gabby's doing well, I think, and Clayton, I hope he's doing well too. I don't know.
He's a realtor now, I think, in Scottsdale.
Yeah, these days I just hope for the best for all these people. I hope people are not like going through anything crazy. Right. All right. Anything else in Bachelor Nation news that we should be talking about? Oh, I saw this one. This one's wild.
Dean Unglert. I just feel like he says shit to say shit. And I was like Dean's biggest fan when he was on Rachel Lindsay's season. Mm-hmm. And now and then when he went on Bachelor in Paradise, I hated his ass. And then now I just am like annoyed by him because so I guess he really, he has some weird idea that he might be sterile, like not able to have kids, and even though like he checked his sperm before and he was fine, so I don't know, like, and so like they were talking about family planning, him and Caelynn Miller-Keyes, and when he said that, like, I always thought I'm sterile, maybe I still think I am, and Caelynn was all like, well, if you are, we can adopt, and he's like, yeah, and I always thought about that too, but and he's like, I even thought like before, like Caelynn, before whatever, like if anything, it might be weird, but we could like take the sperm of one of my brothers, to make some babies. Which
I mean, do people do this?
I mean, I think I'm maybe. I think I've heard about that kind of stuff. I mean, I've heard about like family members also like being surrogates, like a sister being a surrogate.
Yeah,
for a different sister.
I guess I get the idea of like, you know, taking your egg and your sperm and putting it in someone else's body, like to grow. But
Right.
I don't know. I'm like, this is me, my ignorance and not knowing that side. But like, maybe if you know in the comments, let us know about like, is it typical or normal for people to be like taking other people's sperm and mixing it with like their wife's egg and then claiming it as their own? Like, is it like an official adoption, or it's like, I don't know. It sounds like it could get messy. No pun intended.
It would be like a more it would be like a more official like sperm donor / closer
I
thing
guess
than
that's
a sperm
what it is.
donor.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder if there's like any like legal thing that they would have to go through. Right?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting. Well, that'll be interesting. You know, I hope, you know, when those guys are ready for a baby that it works out, and they're happy, one way or another. So yeah,
Right.
interesting.
I don't know. I just like, I think it's just like such a weird thing for Dean to like put out there and say that. I just, like, I saw an Instagram post about this, and like whoever had posted it, whatever account, I think it was like The Bachelor or whatever. I think they said something. They're like, when will Dean stop like embarrassing Caelynn? And I kind of agree. Like, I feel like he's always like, Caelynn's just out here just trying to like do their thing. And like, he is always like, everything has to be like a thing with him. I feel like it's never.
I think it's because he's just like, just kind of got that like kid-like spirit, like the immature spirit. And you know, Caelynn likes it. Like, obviously they probably are like that a lot with each other. It just seems like, you know, she's more soft-spoken when they're like in public or whatever, and he just is more just like, I don't give a shit. Like, also it's like, you're with me, right? So you shouldn't give a shit either. But I get that. I mean, he still has an audience, so people are listening.
I know, I guess so. It's just like, to me, it's annoying. It's like the bit has gotten tired and old in my opinion.
I could see that. Well, guys, that's what we got for Bachelor Nation News. Make sure if you're, you know, wanting to talk about some more stuff or listen to more of what we got to say every Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning, like, make sure you check in. Depends on what day we're recording and what day the Bachelor's on and all that stuff. But check out the full episodes and make sure to leave a comment. Let us know what you think. What do you think about, you know, taking a sibling's sperm and that being your kid? Like, what are your thoughts about that? Do you have thoughts on Ben Higgins being like, you know, the host of the Bachelor Old People show?
Bachelor Old People.
The
golden years.
Did you see Gabby in her dress? Did you see any of the other Gabbys in the dresses?
So many Gabbies.
It's so many dresses. Yeah, so, you know, just leave us a comment. Let us know what you think, and we'll be back next week, all right?
Future Bachelor Podcast.